Hey everyone, how are you? My name is Louise Hanson, and I wanted to start this channel and start putting up some video blogs or vlogs, just to give you a little bit of an insight into my journey. Now, I do hate things like that. I'm not cheesy. I'm not, I'm not lovey-dovey and happy-clappy. But I give you a bit of background to who I am and the journey that I'm on. Maybe understand, or maybe even empathise with my journey. So, I say my name is Louise Hanson. I'm 33 years old. I am mum to three beautiful children. Very energetic, but very beautiful children. My eldest Lewis is 11. He starts senior school this year. I've got a daughter, Effie. She is 6. And my littlest boy, Austin Orangehead, because he has shock of ginger hair, is 4 and he starts primary school this year. Now, previous to, for the last the last 14 years, I worked in the corporate world. So I was a senior buyer for a large FMCG, and I loved my job. It was high pressure, it was high profile, it was paid very well. I'd worked 14 years to get to a position where if I told people what I did, senior buyer for Sainsbury's, they really respected that, and I loved that. I love the car that I got. I love everything. But what I didn't love, and what has made me come to this point, was I was, and I'm really ashamed to say it now, I was putting my children to the back, right on the back burner. My husband, my wonderful husband Rob, right on the back burner, and I don't know what I was working towards, because my life was happening in front of me. My children were growing up. Everything was happening in front of me, but I was just working for that next promotion, the next big thing. I was on that terrible hamster wheel of working to pay to live, to work to pay to live, and it all came to a head, very slowly, but it came to a head about well, it was 4 years ago actually. 4 years ago on the 31st of May, we got a phone call early in the morning, and my dad had passed away. He passed away of sudden cardiac arrest. He was doing a cycle ride. He was really healthy. He was 58 years old. He was doing a cycle ride with my brother from John O'Groats to Land's End, and he was on day 4 of the trip, and he had sudden cardiac arrest in the night, and he died. So we got that phone call, and at home I had a little baby. So Austin was 10 weeks old. I had a nearly 2-year-old and a 7-year-old, and I just did not know what to do. I was on maternity leave, so my husband was away with work, so I was on my own quite a lot, and it really threw me, because everything I knew to be true. My dad had worked all his life. He had a really good job. He was a project manager for a big electronics firm, telecoms firm. He'd worked all his life, squirreled away all his money. He'd had a good life, but he'd squirreled away all the money he could, ready to enjoy that retirement with my mum. He had his retirement in the October, and he passed away in May. He never got to enjoy that retirement, and it really made me take a step back and think, my gosh, I'm missing out on the most important, not the most important, every year is important in your child's life, but it was really important for that, and I was working to pay someone else to bring my children up. So after maternity leave finished, I went back to work after 6 months, really still being in the clouds of haze. My dad had passed away. I was a real daddy's girl, so it was really hard time. So I went back to worked long hours, very long hours, lots of commutes from my home here in Warwickshire down to London. Lots of buying trips over to Hong Kong, to China, for 3 weeks at a time, and I just carried back on that hamster wheel. And I think when my grief lifted, and I really took a objective view of where my life was and where it was going, me and my husband sat down and we said, what are we doing? We're paying someone. We had a nanny for our kids because they were all at different schools, and we were paying her a lot of money to bring up our children, and I wanted to do that, and not our children, for someone else to bring them up. So we decided to pull our belts in, yank them in, and live off my husband's wage. And I decided to be a stay-at-home mum. And now I look back, and I'm very lucky enough to have found a career which allows me to work flexibly, a couple of hours a week around the kids, and pay me a full-time salary. I'm really lucky to have found that. But now I look back, on your Facebook posts, that your memories flash up, and I was a miserable cow. I was always moaning about going to work, about finishing late, about the traffic. I was moaning when the kids were ill. 'Cause I used to dread, 'cause I've got 3 children, and they'd all pass the bugs on one after the other. And I'd dread, like 3 weeks on the trot, I'd get a phone call to pick them up from the childminder or from nursery or from school. And I used to dread that phone call. How bad is that as a mum? I dreaded getting the phone call that I had to be there for my children. And I just moaned about it all the time on Facebook. And that's so here I am, a year after giving up corporate world. I'm now self-employed. I say working flexibly around the kids. I get to do every pick up, every drop off. But it doesn't come without its hard work. It is hard work. And it's a personal development journey. I think being on your own with the children, coming out of that corporate organisation where you're told what to do and when to do it, and now I'm solely responsible for these 3 children all the time. And I thought I would love to share what happens on a day-to-day life with me, how I cope with working flexibly, albeit flexibly, but still working with the children around. How my kids drive me totally insane, but are totally adorable. So that's the journey that I'm on. I'm on the journey from leaving the corporate world behind to going into being self-employed and being a full-time mum. I'm not sure whether you'll find that interesting, but I think it'd be nice for me to document it, because some days my kids just drive me bloody mental, and I'd love to be able to share that with somebody. So I hope you find my vlogs interesting. Please give me some feedback. I'd love to know anyone who's in the same position, whether you are in the corporate world and you're missing the kids, or whether you are going on your own journey of self-development. And let's get let me know, give me some feedback, and I'd love to help just one or two of you just to start your journey, or to just to vent a little bit. Great, fantastic. I'm going to go and pick the kids up from school now. Have a great day. Take care.